Welcome everyone. सदगुरु श्री अनंता जी की जय हो. So one of the greatest lessons to learn from Hanumanji would be that he did not do anything on his power. He did not run on his power. So in a very, very crude and literal and silly way to say it would be that supposing you have one car and the car is not running on its own engine. Okay. So if we see it like that, we see it in a more relatable way like this, because we feel like it's very metaphorical. It's very spiritual way of saying things that Hanumanji didn't work on his power. We feel like it's a very, a very poetic way of saying it. But actually, when life, anything happens, then of course we have to, run on our power, you know, of course, then we have to do something about it. So one of the greatest lessons to learn from Hanumanji would be that he did not run on his own engine. So supposing there's a car and the car is not running on its own engine. But what happens in our life? The minute something comes up, our first reflex is I'll do it, I'll do it. I'll fix it. I need to do something about it. And I'm not saying you must not, but we are not yet, I don't know if you are, but I can say for myself, that we are not yet living as if we are being guided by God, and being guided by God would be uh, really to not have faith at all in our own ways, in our own engine. And that recognize that in the world, supposing in the world you're told to drive a car without an engine, it's absurd, it's stupid, completely crazy, and I was speaking to a relative and they were telling me that Meera, you are very idealistic and I'm realistic, so realistic would be what we have to do it, and idealistic is that we feel like it's being idealistic, it's have these ideas and then following, but true spirituality is not like that. It is absurd. It is the most true spirituality is very absurd. Tell me now, in the life of Hanumanji, was not his life absolutely absurd? Wasn't he absolutely, wasn't his whole life so absurd? Today is Hanuman Jayanti, no? So wasn't his life completely absurd? He's flying around. He thought the sun is a fruit. He ate it up, huh? Thinking it's a beautiful fruit. Huh? And then you think all this is mythology or something? We think, no, this is mythology, and it's not really what happened. It's metaphorical. That, oh, by taking the name of Sri Ram, he could cross all those oceans. We think it's, all fantasy, you know. Even when some of us are watching Srimad Ramayan, and you all must, if you feel, you want to. On Sony Live, we've been watching it, and it's a beautiful show, It's it's like any other show, but if you feel that love for God, it's it's too much, it's too much. It was so much for me to watch it. After watching it for 4 5 days, I was sick, no, because I think I wept so much that I felt sick for 5 days. I was not able to get up, because it touched me so deeply, the devotion of Bharat, of Sri Hanuman, of each one who came in contact with God, you know, um, God being Ram, you know. So if somebody dies, we say Ram Naam Satya Hai. If Krishna's greatest bhakta, Meerabai, found God, what did she say? Ram Ratan Dhan Payo, hai na? She didn't say Krishna Ratan Dhan Payo. She could have, And then in the ISKCON movement, where everybody is about Krishna, Krishna, what did they say? What is their Mahamantra? Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. So, how is it like that? How is it like that? Uh, Everybody is so much drawn towards this mighty name of this Lord, and his devotee did these supernatural things just taking his name. How is it like that? That his devotee could fly across the ocean, could lift a mountain on his hands. He didn't know which is Sanjeevani Bhuti, so he got the whole mountain. And he did some crazy stuff, uh, which we think is like all made up. No, let's be honest, okay? If we really felt this was possible, then we would also do Ram Bhakti like that, correct? Because now what we're doing, we think that is possible, which is basis, like my silly example that I started with, which is dependent on my engine. This car is running on my engine. Your car is running on your car's engine. But spirituality is teaching you that there is a God engine. It is only possible to use when you conk off your engine, you destroy it. You make it an absolute waste. But do you see, like, if you are even told to drive a car which has no engine, like, do you feel Hanumanji could drive a car without an engine and it would move? You feel like that? How many of you feel? By taking the name of Lord Ram, I know I'm sounding completely crazy today, as every day, but so how many of you? I feel like the car would move, and also become, when Maruti 800 could become into a sports model, Ferrari or something. So, so what is it that is making him like this, and that is not letting us drink of this well of faith which he had? Wasn't it his faith? Okay, now Lord Ram appeared uh, in his body. So God took avatar when there was a lot of darkness in this world, in the form of these demons, Ravan, and a lot of other demons. So God took avatar in body. The Lord of the universe, the one who spins each universe like a nothing on his, maybe his tiniest nail. Universe I'm talking about. not even a planet. Even for us, what is, he took avatar hmm, in a human form. Hmm. When he came, was he different with, say, Hanumanji? Was he giving more love to Hanumanji, less love to Sugriv and his other monkey friends? Was he giving, say, less love to uh, one and more love to one? Was he giving less love to Lakshman, more love to Bharat, and even lesser love to, say, whoever around him? Shatrughan or whoever. Mantra, was he giving less love to them? Was it like that? No. But what made it that, say, a Hanuman is remembered or a Bharat is remembered? What made it like that? That today we are celebrating. We should be then celebrating everybody who came in contact with the Lord, because do we see that each one had the capacity to drink of that well the same way? Each one had the capacity to drink of the well of Sri Ram the same way. But what made one Bharat and what made one even greater like Hanuman? So some of us will say, oh, because he was Shiva's Ansh. But today I had shared a video on the group, if some of you had the chance to watch it, where even when Hanumanji came, he said, I want Gyan. I don't know the purpose of my life. And Shivji asked him that, who are you? He said, I don't know who I am. We are talking about Shivji's Ansh then, who is saying that I don't know who I am. Do you then also get this clue that was striking me like a thunderbolt when I was hearing it, that this Maya that we are in, it's so compelling that even the avatar, when Sita was taken, even Ramji fell. Forget the rest of them. Hanumanji being an Ansh of Shiva, even he said, I don't know who I am. Do you see the compelling nature of this Maya? Otherwise, everybody would have met Ramji and everybody would have felt a deep liberation and salvation in his presence. How is it that one became Mata Shabri? And one not so much. So what is it? Like God, I feel, was available to each one. But Hanumanji became the epitome of drinking of the well of God. When we drink of the well of God, when we rely on God's engine, like I was saying at the beginning, and some of you have joined now, so I will repeat, that God is like, we have our car and we are driving our car on the car's engine. But to make a switch over to God, we have to rely on God power, not on the power which we feel is ours, us being the car. And this seems very absurd, because you will tell me, are you stupid? I'll buy such a big Ferrari and you're telling me remove the engine of it, which means I take care of this body. I dress it up. I wear the fancy stuff. I know this one, I know that one. I'm so rich and I'm so famous. And I have all these goodies, in life. Now you're telling me to let all this go and allow my life to move in an absolute uncertain way, because we don't know how God will move us. First of all, for God to move us, we have to begin to find Him. We have to begin to find Him. How will you begin to find Him? The Lord of the universe can be found by spending 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3. So then if it is like that for the modern spiritual world, which it has come to now like this, that then all the sages are mad. Like I've been saying, all the sadhaks the one who are doing all the tapasya, all the sages, everybody is mad that they did thousands of years of sadhana to meet God. But do you realize the shift that is needed? The shift. So Hanumanji was running on which power? That he was flying off from one shore to another where nobody could ever go. So these are not mythical things, my love. This is not, you know, uh, interesting scriptures. This is our history. This is our history. I know it's sounding crazy. See, I have two choices. है ना, हमारे पास दो choices है. एक तो हम सोचे कि ये एक मिथ है, वो मैं भी बिलीव कर सकती हूँ आपके साथ. अभी मैं तो वहां थी नहीं ना आप थे, है ना. दो ऑप्शन है हमारे पास कि या तो हम इसको ट्रस्ट करें और उससे सीख लें, फिर या तो we trust it, that then we derive a lesson out of it, which is the epitome of devotion. Epitome. Imagine the strength you will get if you, for every problem you encountered, you said anything is possible by the name of the Lord, and you believed it, and it would happen. And the others, oh, when problem really comes, yeah, all this Hanumanji and Ramji we'll see later. First, let me solve this. So when we have a problem, my loves, should we be trusting in God then? Or should we, that time when we truly need guidance, what do? We take things in our hands. The minute we're struck with an issue in life, we quickly take things in. That is the reflex we've got. In fact, in day-to-day life, we might still find it easier to have this trust and faith and devotion. In day-to-day life, when things are not shaking in our life, when we're not having a trouble, when we're not having a fight, when, है ना, जब सब बहुत स्मूथ जा रहा है, तब तो हम बहुत भक्ति करने में आगे हैं, है ना. तब उठ के मजे में मेडिटेशन भी हो जाएगी, कुछ वीडियो भी देख लेंगे, अच्छा मूड है तो, है ना. मगर आप ये बात सुनिए, अगर आपको कोई बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आ गई, तो आप बोलेंगे अभी ये स्पिरिचुअलिटी रोक दो 2 मिनट, पहले मुझे ये सॉल्व करने दो, है कि नहीं. ये हम सबका रिएक्शन हो गया है. अगर आपको किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, ये तो चलो बहुत बड़ी बात है, it's a very big thing I'm talking about. Let's be very realistic and take a very little thing. Supposing somebody in your family abuses you. Somebody has been nasty to you. Somebody you are jealous of is doing very well. Somebody you are insecure about has done something. Some competition, somebody has gone ahead of you. कुछ ऐसा सबकी जिंदगी में ऐसा होता है ना. Day to day we all are dealing with these kind of issues. Or some fear is there. The mind will say something. Whatever is your issue, which is not even a big issue, जो हर रोज ट्रिगर हो सकता है. Some worry can get triggered, है ना. कुछ वरी ट्रिगर हो गई. कुछ आपने कुछ ऐसा बिहेवियर कर दिया जो आपको नहीं करना था, फिर आप अपने आप को बीटिंग योरसेल्फ. तो ये चीजें, जब ये चीजें होती हैं, when these things happen, my loves, what do? We put God aside and we try to fix it on our own. That has become our reflex, है ना. So then we will not say, oh, satsang is important. Then we will say, okay, wait, I can't go to Rishikesh, I can't go to Meera's satsang, I can't go and listen to anything on YouTube, some master, I can't read the scriptures. Of course, are you going to open the scripture that time? You won't. Okay, you will not. I doubt. I still am to meet somebody who gets into problem and rushes to God. What do we rush to? We rush to the mind for problem solving. So, but I want to ask you this, that when you are, what is the time we should go to God? Should we, when we are in trouble, when something irritates us, pokes us, listen to this. ये आपको लगेगा हाँ ये तो बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, बट ये इतनी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है, इससे जिंदगी चेंज हो सकती है हमारी. अगर आप सुन के यहाँ से ऐसे ही नहीं चले जाएंगे, सुन के फिर जब सिचुएशन आए तब ट्राई भी करेंगे और फिर आके मुझे बोलेंगे मीरा आप एकदम बकवास कर रहे हैं, आपको कुछ नहीं पता है. क्योंकि मैंने ट्राई किया और ये काम नहीं किया। या तो आप मुझे आके बोलेंगे मीरा मैंने ट्राई किया, मुश्किल था बट मैंने देखा। या तो आप मुझे आके बोलेंगे मीरा मैंने ट्राई किया एंड इट हेल्प्ड मी और इट डिड नॉट। तो ये चीजें ये नहीं है कि यहाँ से हम सुन के जाके बोले हाँ मीरा इज अ स्वीट गर्ल और मीरा इज अ स्टूपिड गर्ल और मीरा स्पोक वेल और मीरा डिड नॉट स्पीक वेल। इट डजंट मैटर, क्योंकि मीरा कुछ भी बोल के यहाँ से जाए, अगर आपने लाइफ में वो अप्लाई नहीं किया है तो व्हाट्स द पॉइंट ऑफ मी कमिंग इन ranting away? It's not satsang, then it's a rant. It's an aimless, senseless, wise sounding rant which maximum can bring pride to me, huh? Or a judgment in your head that oh she spoke well or not, and then me, oh I spoke well or not. But then it's not about God, correct? So here we are meeting to turn our focus to him, to change the engine, to an external one. Actually that one is deeply internal, but it is seeming external right now because we've got it all wrong. We are running the car on one ancient first model of cars. That engine कौन सी थी वो? एम्बेसडर से पहले कौन सी थी गाड़ी? वो फर्स्ट कार का इंजन पे चल रहे हैं, but we are actually in a rocket. And God is already running this life, but you have to recognize it. So when some problem comes, my loves, how do we deal with it? Isn't it important to see this? Isn't it very important to see? In our day-to-day life, देखो बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आए उससे पहले हर रोज किसी की जिंदगी में छोटा बहुत कुछ छोटा छोटा होते रहता है ना? अगले 5 घंटे में कुछ तो ऐसा आ जाएगा। ये तो माया का जाल है ना, ये तो माया है। माया क्या है? जो हर कुछ देर में कुछ आपको प्रेजेंट करे, है ना? कुछ उसका यही काम है ना? जैसे एक पंखे का काम है घूमना। हाँ, पंखे का काम, पंखा क्यों बोलेंगे उसको? ऐसे ही लगा के ऐसे ही बस फिक्स रहेगा वो? नहीं, माया ऐसा फिक्सचर नहीं है जो लगा के बस शांति से ऐसे साधु जैसे बैठ जाएगी। माया का काम है ना हमें भटकाना। वो ऐसे नहीं भटकाती कि माया है तो एक अप्सरा आएंगी या एक बहुत हैंडसम सा लड़का आएगा। नहीं, माया का काम है हर हर कुछ क्षणों में आपको एक कुछ चीज दे देना जिससे आप परेशान हो जाएं, जिससे आप सोचने लग जाएं, and it will present to you that which will make you take things in your hands. क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो हम बात करते हैं मोक्ष मुक्ति, वो प्रभु जी के चरणों से ही प्राप्त हो सकती है। ये बात आप गांठ बांध ले और ये गांठ कभी खोले ना। हमारा माया का क्या काम है? माया is trying to tell us this moksha, this mukti is possible by my efforts, by something good I will do. Something good I will do, solutions to my life as per my likings. And in that process, we get disconnected from God. This world is absolutely disconnected from God, I feel nowadays. I don't see anybody talking about God with deep love, deep reverence. Everybody is talking even about spirituality in terms of how it helped them. I went to this retreat, Meera, I've been to so many retreats. It didn't help me. It helped me. I really had a good experience. ये रिट्रीट जो स्पिरिचुअलिटी है उसमें भगवान कहाँ है? आपकी स्पिरिचुअलिटी में भगवान है कि सिर्फ आपकी खुशी है? अगर आपकी खुशी है वो स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं है, क्योंकि स्पिरिचुअलिटी प्रभु जी के बारे में है। जहां प्रभु नहीं है वहां स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं है ना? आजकल की स्पिरिचुअलिटी में ये है, व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स आई एम गेटिंग, हाउ विल आई फील गुड, हाउ विल इट मेक मी फील गुड? दिस इज नॉट व्हाई all the ages before this age spirituality was not like this. In fact, my beloved ones, I myself am realizing this now, है ना? It is a very recent realization for myself also. it had not struck me so hard as now. कि पहले जब I also came into spirituality, I also came for the benefits for me. How will it make me feel better? How will I get benefited? What are the effects and benefits I'm getting? फिर जब मेरे को एक सच्चे गुरु ने और बहुत 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 हेल्प from God, बहुत help, I don't know how to say, so much help he's sending all of us to make us realize कि spirituality में भी जाल है, spirituality में भी भटक सकते हैं. कैसे भटकेंगे? When you make it about you, when you make it about benefits. How can God help me? So spirituality, my loves, I want to clear this modern day spirituality myth, and nobody wants to hear this. Everybody wants to come to satsang and feel good and go away. And I cannot say I don't care about that, because I deeply care about you, and I want you to feel good. But I know many times you feeling good is misleading you into more ignorance and more connection with the false self than actually taking you out of it. So I'm not going to do that mistake of come here and, in a way, do that. So the one very, very important thing which I was going to say is that true spirituality, it is not, and you must remember this, even if you never meet me again, even if you never see me again, you never come to satsang. Please remember, if you remember Meera, remember this that I'm going to say. Okay, if you ever remember me, please remember this along with that. And that will be a well spent life for me. I would have done God a little seva, because only worthy of, I would have served him a little bit by saying this. Spirituality is not about me and God. It is fully about God. You are not in the picture. That is true spirituality. Spirituality is not about God and me. भगवान और मैं. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि इंसान इतना भटक गया है अब कि इंसान बोलता है कि कैसे भगवान मुझे अच्छा बनाते हैं, कैसे भगवान से I feel good. How does he make me feel good? I am going to a spiritual session because I'll feel good. तो असली स्पिरिचुअलिटी अगर आप कभी भी मुझे याद करें और कभी मेरे से ना भी मिले, तो मेरे को इस चीज के लिए याद रखना कि असली स्पिरिचुअलिटी सिर्फ प्रभु जी की है, प्रभु जी के बारे में है, प्रभु जी के लिए है, प्रभु जी के प्रेम के लिए है, और उसमें आप नहीं है. अगर आप हैं तो वो स्पिरिचुअलिटी है नहीं, वो झूठी मायावी स्पिरिचुअलिटी है, वो माया है. आप बोलेंगे स्पिरिचुअलिटी, मैं तो भगवान को याद कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि दिमाग बहुत घुमाता है और बिना एक्चुअली एक टीचर के ये करना बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि हम कैसे कैसे फंसते हैं इसमें. ये सोच सोच के कि मुझे आता है, और ये मैं और तू में भगवान रह जाते हैं. So true spirituality is nothing to do with me. I'm repeating, it's all about God, 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 God. इसमें आपका, अब आप मेरे से पूछेंगे, अच्छा तो इसमें मेरा क्या रोल है फिर, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, मैं क्या कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे? हाँ, मैं तो हूँ यहाँ पे, मेरा क्या रोल है? अब सब भगवान 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 है, तो मैं क्या करूं फिर अपने साथ? आपका सिर्फ एक रोल है, और वो भी बहुत सौभाग्य का रोल है, और बहुत ऊंचा ऊंचा वो है, पद मिल गया है हमें इसमें. आपका एक ही रोल है कि आप, अच्छा अगर आप ऐसे बोलते हैं इसको, अगर हम एक किंगडम में रह रहे हैं, अयोध्या में रह रहे हैं हम, राम जी वनवास से वापस लौट आए हैं, ठीक है, राम जी सीता माता वहां पे है। आपका ऐसी कौन सी चीज होगी जो आपकी वहां पे बेस्ट लाइफ सिनेरियो होगा, बताओ। आप अयोध्या के एक सिटीजन हैं, you are one of the people who are living there, so tell me, all of you, write to me in the chat, or you can come up, or you can put your hands up. What will be that way of living for you, which will be the highest way of living in that setup, with Ram ji being the king and Mata Sita being the queen of Ayodhya, and you are a citizen in Ayodhya. Assuming that this Ayodhya is our life, what would it be? Isn't it living in service to Ramji? Isn't it? To be a servant, a good, in good service to him. Isn't it like that? The highest fortunate life in that Ayodhya would be following all the guidance by him, total trust and surrender to the king. Exactly. Exactly. To be a good servant to him. Because he is the king and everybody else is beneath him. And this way, this is your role when life becomes about God. Then you are in an absolute desperation to be his servant, correct? Because otherwise, what have we been taught? We have been taught to be the king itself. In today's world, everybody. So can there be many kings to Ayodhya? How? Why not? There were 4 brothers. Huh? There were so many wives of Dashrath. Why? How come? And Ramji loved all of them. How come God himself taking avatar only allowed, only one was ruling? You see, this is the way of the world. Even when God came here, one was ruling. But in being his servant, each one has reached their maximum. And this, today's man is not ready to digest because it is crushing to the ego. What have we been taught? I am strong. Do affirmations. You are strong. You are powerful. You are this. You are that. We have been taught like that. सो ये सब चीजें सुनने में तो बड़ी अच्छी लगती है। अभी सत्संग में आए हैं, सुन रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, अच्छे अच्छे आंसर भी दे रहे हैं सब, है ना, सबको समझ भी आ रहा है। मैं जिस हिसाब से पूछ रही हूँ क्वेश्चन, आंसर भी सही आ रहे हैं, सबको बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। कईयों को बोर भी लग रहा है कि क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, फंस गया यहाँ पे आके। हाँ हाँ, और कईयों को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है ना। और अब कईयों को बहुत प्यार भी है एक दूसरे से यहाँ पे, तो फिर वो आए हुए हैं, अब आए हैं, है ना। मगर ये चीजें कोई मायने नहीं रखती सुनने के लिए। मैंने ये एक चीज सीखी है, आई हैव लर्नड दिस इन माय स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी एंड आई एम लर्निंग। आई जस्ट से आई हैव स्टार्टेड टू लर्न, आई कांट से आई हैव लर्नड। आई हैव स्टार्टेड, आई हैव बिगन in a very small way. I have a long way to go. I have begun in a small way to learn that it's not enough to hear, my loves. You cannot come here and hear and mug up everything. Okay, that's a start. I'm happy if some of you even can repeat everything. Oftentimes it leads to a lot of ignorant pride also. But I'm there to slap that out of you. But it's not enough to hear. True test is when we imply it, when we apply it. When we apply it when the situation comes. And when does the situation come? What did I say about Maya? When does it come? Every few minutes, something or the other. Maya is a master sculptor. In fact, it could be moment to moment also it's proposing. It's a master sculptor. It's going on trying to rope you in. It is not as if it's gonna just let you be. It's going to keep on trying to rope you in. So when must we practice? We must practice. And how must we practice this? So that is very important. Huh? So how do we make it about God and not about me? So let's look at that. Let's look at the process in which we make it about me. And we take away glory from God. Or we take away glory, or we take away our chance at living a true life. How do we do that? So the seller of Maya in this realm is the mind. The seller of Maya in this realm is the mind, my loves. It comes to you in the form of thoughts, images, memories. And each thought, each image, each memory, हर thought, हर image, हर memory, मैं बोल रही हूँ हर memory, हर thought, हर image का एक ही काम है. क्या काम है वो? ये आपको बोलना कि ये सच है. ये एक ऐसी मशीन है जो नॉन स्टॉप चीजें प्रोड्यूस करती है. या तो कोई ऐसी सीन दिखा देगी आपको, या तो कोई थॉट. आप आराम से आके भी बैठे हैं जैसे ऑफिस से, आपने सोचा आज तो मैं अभी 15 मिनट बैठूंगा, और फिर क्या होता है? अरे कपड़े डालने थे मशीन में, अरे ये करना था, ओ लेट मी हैव टू डू दैट, ओ क्विकली लेट मी डू दिस, and it will not let you even rest for 1 minute, and you desperately wanted to just take a breather, but it's not going to allow you. Why? What happens that we are so compelled to go with it? What happens that we are so compelled? So number one is that in its very nature, it is designed in a way to tell you that it is true. Its very nature is such. In every thought, every image, every memory, it is in its DNA. Each thought's DNA is to make you feel as if it is true. And a true sadhaka, a true spiritual seeker, who wants to make it about God, begins to sense in his heart somewhere, God begins to knock from within saying that, देखो, आपका दिमाग सच नहीं बोल रहा है कि नहीं? कितनों को ये, भले ही आपने ये लेसन ना सीखा हो इम्प्लीमेंट करना, maybe you have not learned how to implement it, and that I understand, that is a lifelong project we have. However, how many of you feel that, yeah, this seller of Maya or this mind is not selling me the truth? How many of you even begin to, even if you don't know what to do about it, and that's okay, that's the job of your teacher to guide you. But how many of you can see that this mind, on the basis of which I say I'm running my life, जब situation difficult होती है तब तो ये दगाबाज है ना, backbite, backstabber, it stabs us in the back. ऐसा ये change होता है. ऐसे ऐसे पूरे दिन में ये दल बदलू, ऐसे ऐसे ये दल बदलता है अपने. ये नेचर, क्योंकि क्या है ना कि हम इसी से फंसे हैं. मैं भी फंसी हूँ, आप भी फंसे हैं. मैं कोई हाँ इससे पार नहीं हूँ. मेरे पास कुछ टूल्स हैं, कुछ क्षण में दिन में प्रभु जी के साथ बिता लेती हूँ, बस. कोई मेरे में और डिफरेंस नहीं है. वो भी मैं बोल नहीं सकती आपको 100%. हम लोग एक एडिक्शन में है, हमें एक डी एडिक्शन सेंटर में जाना है, वो है सत्संग. एक एडिक्शन है हमें इस दिमाग के सजेशंस के लिए. ये दिमाग से हम एडिक्टेड हैं. We are addicted to this mind. We are truly addicts. We are in a grave, deep addiction. And each addiction leads into the grave, my loves. हर एडिक्शन कब्र में ही खत्म होती है. जिस भी एडिक्शन में आप एक्सट्रीम में जाएंगे तो वो वहीं लेके जाएगी आपको, है कि नहीं? पागल कर देती है. इंसान खुश नहीं है. इंसान खुश नहीं है. वो खुद की वजह से है. खुद की वजह से क्या उसके अंदर ऐसी चीज है जिससे वो खुश नहीं है? वो ये चीज है, इसमें विश्वास रखना और अपने दिल को भूल जाना. एंड दिस दिल इज नॉट योर इमोशनल हार्ट. प्रभु जी को भूल जाना और अपने ऊपर इतना विश्वास कर लेना. So how do we get de-addicted from this mind? It's easy to come and say, oh, now you're addicted to your mind, now that's the problem, and khatam. Everybody will say, ha, I am. Then, what's so great to figure this out? So, number one, do you have the wish to snap out of this mental hypnosis? First of all, do you notice that you are again and again falling prey to this mind's traps, I would call them. Those traps that in the moment seem very good, very valid. It's only later when they have taken you too far down inside, then they feel like, oh, I got stuck and now I want to come out of it. So it is said that some of the Christian fathers have said that, you know, the road to hell will seem very, very alluring because the devil cannot make hell in itself seem good. So he is going to make the road to hell. जो नर्क की का रास्ता है, ये जो शैतान है हमारे दिमाग में बैठा, वो शैतान ये जो नर्क के रास्ते को खूबसूरत बना सकता है, क्योंकि नर्क तो कभी खूबसूरत बन ही नहीं सकता. तो ये माया ये है जो उस रास्ते को खूबसूरत बना दे, क्योंकि नर्क तो नर्क है ना, वो तो खूबसूरत बन नहीं सकता. और लोग उसमें क्यों जाएंगे? लोग उसमें क्यों पड़ेंगे? तभी तो पड़ेंगे ना, कुछ तो वहां होगा कि उधर फिसल जाते हैं. वो ऐसा दलदल है. It's a quicksand, my loves. It's a quicksand. Once you enter, you're gone. And you all know that very well. Each day we are falling into that trap and then we snap out. Oh, you know, we see somebody passing by and we judge them. And then we're like, oh, but and they come and speak to you. And then you see they're actually not so bad. I'm just giving a very simplistic example. Outwardly, somebody could be so crazy. Inwardly, they could be completely full of love, but we have judged them. Maybe they had a very hard time. We've all lost humanity, I feel, this basic human love for each other. How have we lost it? Have we lost it because we are living in our heart? Can we lose the love for each other if we were living in our heart, or we are living in our head? We are living in our head. We have lost love for each other. So many guards are up. Each one is responsible, this one also. So, my loves, what should we do? What should we do? When the mind comes with proposals, when the mind comes with many, many suggestions, this is how things are. ऐसा हो रहा है आपके साथ, वैसा हो रहा है. आपको उसको एक जहरीले सांप जैसे ट्रीट करना है. आपका खुद का दिमाग ये सुनने के लिए, इसमें तो आधे से ज्यादा लोग एग्जिट कर लेते हैं सत्संग की. ये कौन सुनेगा? क्योंकि इंजन रिप्लेसमेंट कैंप है ये. इंजन रिप्लेस करना है ना हमें. तो सही इंजन से चलनी है ना गाड़ी. रॉकेट में आपने खटारा एम्बेसडर का इंजन डाल रखा है. आपका रॉकेट उड़ नहीं रहा है, आप परेशान हो रहे हैं. हर रोज उड़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उड़ नहीं रहा है. एम्बेसडर का इंजन डाल दिया है रॉकेट में। कैसे उड़ेगा? इंजन चेंजिंग कैंप है ये। वो कैसे चेंज होगा? वो ऐसे चेंज होगा कि जो जो दिमाग बोलेगा उसको आपको बिलीव नहीं करना है, वो सच नहीं बोल रहा है। अब आप बोलेंगे हर बार आते हैं हम सत्संग में, यही बोर बोर करती रहती है ये लड़की आके, हाँ एक ही चीज बोलती है ये बार बार। हम्म। 1 साल बाद आओ, 10 साल बाद आओ, एक ही चीज बोलती रहती है। रेपिटिशन, रेपिटिशन से वो जो विकार है, वो जो वासनाज है हमारे अंदर, वो मिट जाती है। विद रेपिटिशन माय लव्स, a lot is washed out. Many times I have heard things maybe 5 years ago, and when I hear them now, I feel like I never heard them before. First time I'm hearing them. And my guru could be telling me that every day. So the way to do this project is to allow your thoughts to come and go without taking them to be true. हमारे अंदर ना एक बिल्ली बैठी है जो झपट्टा मारती है। हाँ, दिमाग ऐसा है, it's a hungry cat. Let's look at Maya like this. Maya the hungry cat. Huh? Maya the hungry cat is sitting in our head. Thoughts come, it just wants to grab each one. कोई भी सीनरी आ जाए, खूबसूरत आ जाए तो उन वादियों में आप बह जाएंगे, खतरनाक आ जाए तो उससे खतरा आपको हो जाएगा, घर में बैठे बैठे, है ना? सो दिस माइंड इज लाइक दैट झपट्टा मारने वाली कैट. इट इज हंग्री टू ईट अप एवरी थॉट क्विकली क्विकली. ये एक सेकेंड भी नहीं दे रही आपको, क्योंकि आपके अंदर वो दृढ़ निश्चय नहीं है. आपको वो, यू हैव टू मेक अ स्ट्रॉन्ग, यू हैव टू हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग कन्विक्शन, स्ट्रॉन्ग डिसीजन. I want to come out of this Maya. I want to try living without or living outside the hypnosis of mind. At least that when that intention is there, then you will be able to do something about it. Otherwise what will happen? Oh, Meera, every time the thought comes, मैं तो फिसल जाती हूँ, मेरे से तो होता नहीं है, मेरे से तो होता नहीं, मैं चले जाता हूँ थॉट्स के साथ, मुझे पता नहीं चलता. हाँ, नहीं पता चलेगा. कैसे पता चलेगा? आपका इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है. हाँ, घर में आपके और भी लोग रहते होंगे, वो क्या कर रहे हैं, आपका उनमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, तो आप देखते नहीं है ना, सेम घर में भी रह के. सेम वे, living your life, you can miss your chance in this way without having that fire to snap out of it. तो बार बार दिमाग आपको कुछ बोलेगा तो क्या ढंग है, क्या ढंग है? फिर कैसे, क्या करें बिना दिमाग के? What should we do? The mind is giving these thoughts, and what am I supposed to do? What are you telling me, Meera? You're talking these big things. I don't know what to do. Mind will give you these thoughts. You will not believe them. You will see कि इसका नेचर है, और मैं नहीं उसको विश्वास करूंगा, वो बहुत सिंपल थॉट्स भी क्यों ना हो. और मैं अपने भीतर, विद इन माई सेल्फ, I will try to listen to this. I will try to bear. सहने की हिम्मत करूंगा अपनी emptiness. एक जो ये खालीपन है ना अंदर, जो आता है बिना दिमाग को विश्वास करे, उसी खालीपन में प्रभु जी पधारते हैं. In that emptiness is an invitation for God to descend within your heart. That emptiness is an invitation for God to come. Your invitation to God to come is not your great life, great deeds, great this and that. No. For truth, for this liberation, for salvation, whatever you call it, the way to invite it, the way to invite a deeper way of living in your life is to learn the art of resting again and again. क्योंकि दिमाग आएगा बार बार. आप बार बार, आप कहीं बार चले जाएंगे, जैसे नोटिस करेंगे यू विल कम आउट, जैसे नोटिस करेंगे यू विल कम आउट, जैसे नोटिस करेंगे यू विल कम आउट. You will have to do this maybe 1 lakh times in a day. Then after few months, it might become 80,000 times. Then maybe after few years of practice, it will become 70,000 times. Then after few years of practice, it will become 60,000 times. फिर प्रभु जी की कृपा से जो होगा होगा. He doesn't want to see how well you are doing this staying empty. God doesn't want to see that, my loves. God wants to see your efforts, your consistency, and the way you push through every day. God wants to see your efforts. God doesn't want to see how well those efforts are, what fruits they are reaping. God wants to see when it gets hard, can you stand your ground? Because then if you can stand your ground, He rewards you greatly. Life is about getting saved from this hungry cat, this hungry kitten. Every chance it gets, it claims. So what is this hungry kitten? Thoughts are coming, and thoughts are feeling like good food for this kitten. And the kitten keeps eating, and then its stomach is spoiled, its whole body is spoiled, it's overeaten. Anyways, even a little bit food is not good for this kitten. It has to survive on its mother's milk. This external food is not good for it, and that mother's milk is God. You have to learn the art of letting thoughts come and go. And you have to learn the art of bearing your emptiness. So you invite God's mercy, grace, love, light into your life so that you can become a good servant to Him, not so that you can have a good life. In doing the service to the Master, the servant feels joy, No? If the Master praises him, the servant feels. There are live-in servants in India. They're staying in the house. They just want to send the money there. But here, if their life is going well, they are very happy. They are not doing it so they build their own big house and all of that. They send the money there for their family, for this and that. They are doing their dharma. But their happiness is in their day-to-day life. We have to be a servant to God. That is our greatest fortune. I know it's going to sound completely crazy, this kind of a satsang for many of you who might be here for the first time, or, who want something for yourself. But some of you might love God and you might love hearing this, because you love something in you. It's done with this my way, my life. It's poking you, it's hurting you, and it's not feeling good. Even though you don't want to come out of it fully yet, but you would like to. You would like to want to come out of it fully. And that is the help that you need. And that is why satsang is, even for me. If I wanted to come out of it fully, by now it would have been done. All of us have the capacity. But we are now building our muscle so that we want God more than we want things for ourselves. And anybody over here who says, oh, I want God completely, fully, don't fool yourself. You would be done by now. यहाँ पे हम इसलिए मिलते हैं कि हमारे अंदर वो आग जले कि I want to only want Him. What can I do that I only want Him? And यहाँ पे आके हमें एक मोटिवेशन मिलता है, एक We refresh our zeal to want him. Each time we renew it. And that is the help that Satsang provides for each one of us. You know, I'll tell you a shortcut to this whole thing, which I find. I find a shortcut to this whole thing. Reaching the destination is in God's hands. What is the destination? To have God's darshan. Now we can't go to God's house. God has to come to ours. No matter which road we take, we don't know how to go to his house. We don't know the way to his house. He knows the way to our house very well. He can come to our house whenever he wanted. Our house is in his kingdom. We don't know where the king of this universe is living. He's living in our heart. But he has to come and give us more and more and more and more clarity in this darshan. And that's his problem. The way to God is full of God also. The way to God is full of his fragrance, his love, his qualities are sprinkled along the way to God. And as we go along, we keep gathering them. So when we reach him, we are so intimately with him, I feel. So this way, to roll on this way forward, you need to have one condition. And that condition is love. प्रभु जी के लिए बहुत 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 प्रेम. Love for God. Love for everything which is about him in this realm. What all is there about him in this realm? His temples are there. His murtis are there. Such days are there. Hanuman-Jayanti today. His name is there. Ram, Ram, Ram. Allah, Allah, Allah. All same one. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. What else is there here? Satsang is there. These holy places are there. We'll go to Rishikesh. Sages are there. Teachers of God are there. Recordings, satsangs, everything is there. Bhajans are there. Songs are there. Texts are there. Spiritual texts are there. Meditations are there. And what I have introduced you to today, this great, great emptiness, which is an invitation for the Lord, that is there, where God's presence is tasted. When you come into this way, you begin to sense that, yeah, this seems to be the wayless way. Somewhere in your heart, not through your head. Your mind will say, क्या पागलों वाली बात कर रहे हैं आप सब? Intuitively in your heart, you will know. Your intuition will tell you कि हाँ, this is the way. It's not like a path, like यहाँ से दिल्ली जा रहे हैं तो एक road है. It's not like that. It's an intuitive sense you get. And that's why the spiritual way is not a concrete way. And each path will lead to this inner way. And each path will have a different flavor. Some will have more bhakti, some will have more inquiry, some will have more, whatever, lots of yoga and different things. Some will make you reach faster because it's connecting more with your heart. Another path may connect to somebody else more. But all are the same. We must not put another's path down and put ours up, etc. There's nothing like this, my way is better. It might be helping you. Another does it, they'll just not connect to it. Does that mean it's not the highest path? It is. Does that mean the others should connect to it if it's highest? No. So loving God in whatever way available in this, on this earth, in this realm, in whatever way it's available, you have to and you must love Him. In whatever, even if you can't love Him, you must try. You know, I don't know when I must have read some many months, maybe a few years ago. Mm, that God gets happy with just our horrible, broken, silly attempts to find Him. He's happy with just that much. बुरी याद, बुरे ढंग से, जैसी भी याद है भगवान के लिए, भगवान की याद is enough. You know, imagine He's like, that's why He's the most compassionate, most kripalu, most dayalu. His daya is like this. We don't have to worry about, again, this point is coming, which is so important. It's not about our perfect efforts. It is just innocent efforts. That what is innocent effort? Your maximum. What is your maximum? Supposing your maximum is somebody is just at home, you know, like supposing you're at home and you can come to satsang easily. Something else is more hard for you. Maybe while at home, you are doing the retreat work, you are chanting, you're cooking, you're taking care of your dog. All of this together is a lot of effort for someone. But for another, just to come here once a week because they have their work and responsibility, that is a big effort. So God is not going to say, oh, he came twice, he just came once in a month. No, he's going to see what took you effort and he's going to see what took you effort. And did you, in your honesty, give your 100% in your innocence? That is what he's interested in. He's not interested in some, you know, that, oh, some tapasvi is sitting in the cave and meditating. 17 years, non-stop on their head, they are standing. Helping somebody for 2 hours every day, but they really need the help. You see, God is not going to make difference in that because God knows that for that one, that takes a lot, and for this one, this takes a lot. And there is no template and there is no comparison. So we are so much stuck in today's spirituality comparing. Oh, he is having this experience. Oh, their group is like this. Oh, I am like this. Oh, I'm not good. प्रभु जी की दुनिया में ये बचकानी बातें नहीं चलती हैं. In God's world, these stupid things don't work. Let me put it in simple words, direct. This is highly stupid. Each one is his creation. Each one he will guide. And that one is trying to compare with another one, forgetting that he himself is his creation. You know why all these things happen? Because we don't feel God is true. We don't live our life like He's true. Put your hand on your heart and tell me that you live your days as if God is true. We can't say it with full heart. Even those who love God cannot say. हम अपने दिन ऐसे नहीं बिता रहे होते. अगर सच्ची में हमें लगता भगवान है तो हम हर चीज भगवान के पास लेके जाते ना. Any problem comes, we take it in our hand. Now, will God solve it better or will we solve it better? I'm also seeing this with you, it's a very important point for all of us. That where must I take my problems? Must I take them to God? Or anything little bit triggers me, I'm going to start thinking about it, and I'm going to allow the seller of Maya to then rope me in, suck me in deeply, more deeply into its trap. So this is the work of the sadhaka, that when something strikes in the littlest way during the day, that we bring it to God, we ask Him for help. We say, okay, you help me. I don't know how to do it. Hmm? So before satsang, sorry Sam, I'll come to you one moment, my dear. Before satsang, I was feeling very tired. It was very hard for me to even get up and sit, and I was very tired. And usually I can just message one of you and say, let's cancel satsang today. But in my heart, I was absolutely clear that I have to come to satsang. I mean, there's no way I can miss today's satsang. Not that, oh, you can't miss. It was clear that canceling is not an option today, and that satsang is going to take place. And I was really in a bad condition, not able to get up. My body was feeling 200 kilos. And satsang is flowing perfectly. There's enough energy, everything God provided. So even though if I left it to my mind, I would try to control it, take care of it, and change it around. But I trusted my heart and I left it to God, and He makes it happen so beautifully. So beautifully. I'm enjoying sharing. I'm loving seeing all of you. I'm happy meeting all of you. And I'm feeling His presence, and I'm meeting His point where I need to learn to leave everything on God. I am learning. I'm really learning that what I'm saying, that may every small thing which comes into our life, we take it to God. We don't try to manipulate, control it at all. Try तो करो. और जब जब आपने किया है, तब तब आपको बहुत फल मिला है इसका. जिसने किया है, जिसने नहीं किया, वो ट्राई तो करे. हाँ, मुश्किल है क्योंकि जैसे ऐसे you pick up the glass with your right hand. You've been a righty all your life. Some of you have been a lefty all your life. Now I'm telling you, you're going to pick up objects with your foot. You're going to find it hard. ऐसे ही लगता है ना, पूरा ये चेंज करना. बट करना है ना. ऐसे जिंदगी गवा देंगे हम. यही है, इसीलिए आए हम यहाँ. कुछ नहीं है बाहर. ये मेरे को कैसे पता है? मुझे ऐसा लगता है डीपली. मुझे ऐसा लगता है मैंने देखा है कुछ. और अभी मेरे बहुत देखना, कुछ भी नहीं देखा एक्चुअली मैंने. भूल जाओ. बहुत देखना आगे है मुझे. बहुत स्टूपिड हूं मैं. मुझे भगवान ढूंढने आना ही पड़ेगा भगवान को हमारे पास, अगर हम इन गाइडलाइंस में चलेंगे तो. सब उनके बारे में है, मेरे बारे में नहीं है, तो फिर आएंगे ना. उन पे अगर मैं डिपेंडेंट हूँ, अभी तो मैं खुद पे हूँ. वो चेंज करना है. मुश्किल है ये चेंज करना. आसान नहीं है. तभी बहुत से लोग आते हैं सत्संग में, जब असली में सरेंडर की बात आती है तो बहुत से भाग जाते. मुश्किल है सरेंडर. बहुत मुश्किल है. मैं भी भाग सकती हूँ. मेरा क्या, अभी आगे जाके और चीजें विल हैव टू सरेंडर. ऐसा हो सकता है मैं भी भाग जाऊं. None of us are spared from this Maya. This Maya is strong for each one. गरुड़ देव, श्री विष्णु का वाहन. he himself doubted Ram avatar when Ramji came. Ramji had he had fainted, and that he brought him back to senses, and he doubted. Is this Ram, the Lord of the universe? I had to cut, this thing he was tied with, and then he came back to life. And then he went to, who does Narayan? Narad. He met him. नारद मुनि. उन्होंने कहा मुझे आपके लिए बुरा लग रहा है, आप विष्णु भगवान के वाहन, आपको डाउट आ रहा है कि राम जी विष्णु अवतार है, विष्णु अवतार के वाहन, विष्णु के वाहन. तो फिर उन्होंने उनको शिव जी के पास भेजा. शिव जी ने उनको बोला कि तुम जाओ वहां पे एक, he sent him somewhere where he remembered his bhakti again, and he snapped out of the maya. The main thing is, I'm saying even the vahan, हम तो लायक भी नहीं है कि भगवान की हमें एक नेल भी दिख जाए, कभी दिखाए एक नेल भी दिख जाए हमें, हम तो लायक नहीं है इसके, और ना ही कभी हो. मैं तो कहती हूँ लायक तो हम कभी होंगे भी नहीं. अगर कभी हमें उन्होंने दर्शन भी दिए तो हम हमेशा नालायक ही रहेंगे. है ना, ऐसे ही देंगे हमें वो. हमारा इतने, we'll never be good enough for God. So I'm surprised that looking at this. So why are we like feeling that, oh, I'm sorted, this is what I've got? No, none of us are. We have to become humble. This is true spirituality, to become humble. Humility is the only lesson to be learned. Only with humility you can meet God. Humility is the biggest lesson to learn, my loves. To take things in your hand is pride. Humility is when you leave it to God. ये बात हमें अच्छी लगती है, मगर ये बात नहीं अच्छी लगती हमें सुनने में कि मुझे कुछ आता नहीं है. जब मुझे नहीं आता ना, तब प्रभु जी को आता है मेरे मेरे बिहाफ पे. क्या चाहिए हमें लाइफ में, और क्या चाहिए? हे सैम.
वहाँ मेरे को ये रियलाइज़ हो रहा है कि जो प्रेयर में हम बोलते हैं कि ब्लेस माय हार्ट विद सदगुरु लाइट, मैंने अभी तक कभी ये चीज़ मांगी ही नहीं है भगवान जी से. कभी गॉड फॉर गॉड से मांगा ही नहीं है आज तक. आप इतने टाइम से बोल रहे हो, ऑलमोस्ट एवरी वीक बोलते हैं, एंड मैंने आज आस्क्ड फॉर एवरीथिंग एल्स, आई प्रेड फॉर एवरीथिंग एल्स, रिक्वेस्टेड. ये चीज़ मैंने कभी मांगा ही नहीं है मतलब. एंड फिर प्रे कर लिया तो कि हाँ मैंने प्रे कर लिया, मतलब ये. एंड जैसे वो शू वाला था, आपने बोला क्यों लेट गो करना है, आपने बोला कि गॉड्स लाइट के. मुझे ऐसा था कि वो छोड़ूंगी तो आई विल फील लाइटर, आई विल फील फ्री. तो वो है ही नहीं, कभी मीन ही नहीं किया है कभी वो.
क्योंकि हमें पता नहीं था ना बेटा, ये सब हमें पता ही नहीं थी चीजें. ये माया का अंधकार है कि पूरी दुनिया को इसने ऐसे रखा है. धीरे धीरे हमें पता चल रहा है. लास्ट टाइम मैं दिल्ली में रिट्रीट करी थी, वो लड़की तो मुझे याद ही नहीं है. वो लड़की कहाँ है यहाँ? मीरा वो नहीं है, वो मीरा नहीं मिल रही मुझे. वो चेंज हो गई तब से, बहुत समा भी चेंज हो गई. धीरे धीरे ऐसे करके हमें वो जगा रहे हैं, हमें मदद कर रहे हैं. हमारी यू नो he's removing the ignorance, the darkness from our hearts. So these realizations will come, and they are beautiful, and they must come. And don't feel कि पहले तो मेरी prayer waste गई. No, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be here. And prayer, let me tell you all one thing about prayer. Prayer works in a way that its effects of working are not seen. Okay, just remember this always. This is a very important thing to remember for all of us, that when we pray, if we are praying regularly, the effects of prayer are not seen. They are like the undercurrent in the sea. Can the undercurrent be seen on top? No, this ocean looks very, very calm and normal always. But inside is a great current which is functional. And that current is only known to God. We cannot know it. So just do your number, continue praying. These are beautiful realizations. I'm happy to hear them. Just keep deepening like this. Hmm?
आप नहीं होते, हेलो, आप नहीं होते तो ये कभी इसके बिना ही ये एहसास भी नहीं होता।
Me, matlab, it's all God's help. No, I'm the one donkey. It's all God's help which brings us to satsang like this and makes uses this mouth to share this. But in this dream, so let's look at it like this, huh? This is God's dream, huh? God is having this dream. In that dream, supposing I am the voice helping 10 people, or you are the voice. The dream is God's only, no? He is the dreamer. So it is all, who is the dream originating from? God only, no? If it is God's dream, it's coming out of God, no? Are you all with me? This dream is coming out of God, no? God is dreaming it. It's God's dream. In the dream, people are playing different roles. But the dream is God's. It's projecting out of God. So all glory must belong to Him. I am just one in the dream, कुछ भी होते रहता है ना, ऐसा ही मेरा भी ऐसा ही सीन है, कुछ भी हो रहा है, बट किसका ड्रीम है वो, किसके ड्रीम में है हम, है ना, ये है।
वहाँ आपको तो दिखता होगा, जैसे वहाँ ब्लाइंड जो स्पॉट्स होते हैं सबके, तो भी आप कभी जज नहीं करते।
How can I judge you when I have so many? And I can't say I never judge. Let me be very honest, I'm also in this trap of Maya. But I'm not buying into those judgments. The mind is proposing some judgments many times. I don't go with them. What does that cost me? That cost me this role of being your, for some time at least, the one guiding you. It cost me a beautiful friendship, a beautiful love, a beautiful togetherness, and a true teacher will be so ashamed. What face am I going to go to God with? That God, you send me to send yours, share your word. And in the past, I've made many mistakes, Sam. I made many mistakes. It's now that I feel like I'm trying to rectify them. So don't at all idealize me or feel I'm great. I'm very foolish. All glory has to belong to God, and He guides when I'm not being too over smart. Huh? And you must be patient with others' blind spots. If others are patient with yours, why? Because look at your condition. There's so many in me. What are blind spots? That which I can't see right now. I'm full of blind spots, and it's like an endless thing. It'll keep revealing till forever, I feel, and I'm very grateful for them. Happy to learn, and there's no hurry. And um, we always must remember, no, like मेरे खुद का situation, आपके खुद का situation, then how will you come on to another? But that doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to come like one, very polite, sweet, and not chop when it's needed. I might chop when it's needed because that's how it's flowing, and I might not at all, you know. So it's not the outer way of, I also don't know how it's going to play out over here, and nor do you know how it's going to play out there, you know. But always remember it's God's dream. We are in His dream and we have the ability to switch out as a character into His heart. And that is the spiritual journey. I don't know if I'm answering anything you're saying. I'm on my own trip. But it's a good trip, I feel. good to see all these things. I'm very happy. Very happy.
थैंक यू।
So, my dear. Namaste, my dear. Can you unmute?
Pranama.
Mhm.
The thing you said initially, it was really beautiful. Like, मतलब, God को अपना engine बना लो और जियो. So it is really beautiful. Like many thing is very critical, and हम जब छोड़ देते हैं, and then sometime we got it like सब easily हो भी जाता है, and sometimes थोड़ा मुश्किल से भी हो जाता है, but we feel really good. But my confusion is like कुछ चीजें हमको लाइफ में नहीं चाहिए, एंड स्टिल इट इज हैपनिंग, एंड वो चीजें अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट भी होगा फैमिली में, एंड तो इन दैट सिचुएशन गॉड पे कैसे छोड़े?
तो गॉड पे छोड़ना, माय डियर, ये नहीं है कि चीजें नहीं होंगी. गॉड पे छोड़ना ऐसा नहीं है कि चीजें नहीं होंगी. हाँ, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. सो जैसे बाकी चीजें कैसे हो जाती हैं जो क्रिटिकल होती हैं, वो तो ये फैमिली की छोटी मोटी नोकझोंक से तो ज्यादा ही क्रिटिकल होंगी ना. अगर सिर्फ ये तो छोटी बात लग रही है जो आप बोल रहे हैं, क्रिटिकल चीजों में तो हम छोड़ पा रहे हैं. ये तो फिर भी छोटी लग रही है मुझे, आप जो बोल रहे हैं.
कैन आई से ओपनली?
या प्लीज माय डियर.
हाँ, एक्चुअली ऑलमोस्ट 3-4 months बैक, मतलब इट्स बीन 11 years in of my marriage. तो we have already one child, but wife को second child चाहिए था, and it was almost 8-9 years of conflict, and then I agreed, and then I said let it be, देखते हैं जो भी होता है, and we tried, and somehow it didn't work. तो uh, जब we tried that time I was like जो भी प्रभु की मर्जी, कुछ भी होगा, I will manage, and then it didn't work. So that is happened, that is over. And again the same situation arise, like wife is saying again we should try, and like this. But I know कि अगर ऐसा होगा तो almost 3-4-5 years तो बहुत बिजी चले जाएंगे उसमें, and फिर I don't want this. So ये मतलब मैनेज नहीं हो रहा है मेरे से, and I am not able to convince her for this. And क्या फिर again I should do the same way, like let it be whatever happens?
Of
And
course, of course.
अच्छा.
But that doesn't mean that you decide कि I'm going to do what I did before.
हम्म.
So what is your heart saying, my dear? ये तो दिमाग बोल रहा है कि 4-5 साल चले जाएंगे ये वो. You don't know the next boy the girl who will come will be the next Buddha, or the next person who will, help so many people. We don't know who's gonna come. Maybe your life will be very difficult and you need that to feel more grounded. God needs to give you that. We can't say is what I'm saying. जो outcome है, बाहर it could be very difficult also. But उसका only God knows his plans. But the main thing is, are we following God's will? And to follow God's will, either we go to him, we take this situation, say that this is the situation, and we pray about it. We tell him. हर रोज ऐसा नहीं है एक बार मैंने बोला अरे कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं आ रहा. 2 महीने पहले मैंने भगवान को बोला था 2 घंटे के लिए, कुछ नहीं हुआ. अभी 2 महीने हो गए. ये नहीं है भगवान को बोलना. भगवान को बोल रहे हैं बाबा. एक कहीं अर्जी लगानी होती, कहीं कोर्ट शोर्ट में कितनी बार जाते, कितने चक्कर काटते. अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आपको डेट चाहिए तो ये तो भगवान से हमें मदद चाहिए, तो कितने चक्कर काटेंगे. काफी चक्कर काटने पड़ेंगे. वो हमारा सौभाग्य है कि हमारे लिए एफर्ट है. जिसको भगवान के चक्कर काटने को मिल रहा है, प्रॉब्लम में भी जो भगवान के चक्कर काट पा रहा है, उसके लिए तो सौभाग्य है. बाबा मेरे को ऐसी प्रॉब्लम दे दो जिससे मैं भगवान के चक्कर, मेरे पास है, मैं काटती क्यों नहीं हूँ. मेरे पास अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स है, मुझे काटनी चाहिए भगवान के चक्कर 1000. हर छोटी छोटी, यही आज का थीम है, हर छोटी छोटी चीज में मुझे जाना चाहिए. तो टेक इट टू हिम अगेन एंड अगेन.
Okay.
Tell me, your little son, you have a son, no? He
हाँ.
comes again and again. Papa, I want this. 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 Again and again. Every day, every day. If he tells you something consistently for 1 month, what will you do? You'll slap him and make him sit.
No, I'll give.
You'll give, no.
Mm.
If he really wants,
Mm.
you'll give him, no. You'll say, अच्छा
Yes.
बेटा ले ले, अब बस दिमाग मत खाओ, हाँ?
Mm.
परेशान हो जाते हैं. Parents are like helpless. They love them so much.
Mm.
God is like 100 times more loving parent. है ना? हमें तो फिर भी consistent love नहीं आता. Parent का love तो फिर भी it's close to this unconditional love. You know, no matter how our kid is, we love them so much. Why will God not love us like that, my dear?
Mm.
तो जो भी चीजें एक तो उनके पास ले जाएं,
Mm.
उनके पास ले जाएं, उनके पास ले जाएं. जब तक आपको ऐसा ना लगे कि उनके वहां, उनके उस सोर्स से, प्रभु जी से आंसर नहीं आ रहा. अब आपको ये कैसे पता चलेगा उनसे आ रहा है कि नहीं? हमें पता है, जहां पे हमारा दिमाग नहीं यूज हो रहा, हमारे दिल में एक स्ट्रेंथ है, जो दिमाग कुछ भी बोल रहा है, बट दिल की वो स्ट्रेंथ से हम बढ़ रहे हैं आगे. एक फेथ पे, प्रभु जी के ऊपर विश्वास पे, वो अलग उसकी सुगंध है, वो दिमाग जैसी है ही नहीं.
Mm.
वी आर ओपन, वी आर एम्प्टी, वी आर फीलिंग सेटल्ड इन आवर हार्ट. बाहर भले ही मुश्किल हो, अंदर हमें पता है. तो व्हाट इज नीडेड फॉर दिस? यू विल टेक इट टू गॉड नाउ, एंड आई होप यू डू. बिकॉज देखो, बाहर जो भी सिचुएशन है ना, एक बहाना है भगवान की ओर मुड़ने का, है ना? सारे बहाने ही बहाने हैं. देखो, हाँ, कभी आज ये बहाना है. इतने बड़े बहाने भी आके गए हैं आपकी जिंदगी में.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. Yes.
वो भी बहाने ही थे, पर
Mm.
उसको बोलने में बड़ा दुख होता है हमें कि वो बहाने थे,
Mm.
बट वो बहाने थे भगवान की ओर मुड़ने के लिए.
Yes.
क्योंकि ये जीवन जा रहा है,
Mm.
ये जीवन जा रहा है,
Yes.
और
True.
हम उनसे मिल सकते हैं. उनसे मिलके हम वो ढूंढ सकते हैं जो हमारा दिल जोर जोर से पुकार रहा है, जिसके लिए,
Mm.
जो पुकार हमें दूर से सुन रही है, बट उसको फॉलो करना मुश्किल है.
Mm.
तो दिमाग ट्राई करेगा पूरी तरह से, अरे 4 साल तेरे ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, देखो ये हो जाएगा, इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट. बट रिमेंबर दैट यू डोंट नो. ये दिमाग बोल रहा है ना,
हाँ.
दिल तो नहीं बोल रहा है. ये तो आपको दिख रहा है क्लियरली.
हाँ, हाँ, right.
That's your mind speaking. You can spot that or no?
Yes, I can.
You can. Very good. So now, when you take it to God, then what's the next step? To take it to God, you have to wait till He answers. जैसे आपका बेटा है, वो आएगा. अब वो चाहेगा कि आके मैं पापा को एक बार में बोलूं और पापा गिव्स मी दैट थिंग. ऐसा होगा अगर उसके चाहने से? वो तो आपके मूड पे डिपेंड करता है ना, आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आपको पता है आपके बेटे के लिए क्या अच्छा है, कब, कितना, है ना? उसके बीच में आपको उसको एक थप्पड़ भी लगाना पड़े, अगर वो जिस चीज के लिए आ रहा है, तो आप लगा भी सकते हैं. आप पापा हैं. वो तो नहीं बोल सकता ना कि पापा कैसे एक्ट करें. The
Yes.
same is with God. We have to be patient. We have to trust His timing. We have to trust Him. We can't take it in our hands. When you go to Him, you cannot go with any entitlement. एक entitlement है कि वो मेरे भगवान हैं, वो मेरे प्रभु जी हैं, मैं उनका हूं, वो मेरे हैं, वो मेरे, इज माई ट्रू फादर. वो entitlement काफी है. वो रिलेशनशिप काफी है. अब उससे ज्यादा ना आपका छोटा सा बेटा आपके साथ कर सकता है, तो आप भगवान के साथ कैसे कर सकते, है ना? तो ये सीखना, ये बहुत मेच्योरिटी की बात है. ये किसी को सीखना नहीं है ना? बाहर आप जाके किसी को बताएंगे तो बोलेंगे, अरे तू चुप रहे यार, मेरे को बता क्या करना है, ये तो दिमाग खराब हो रहा है मेरा. आप ये बोलेंगे कि अरे भगवान के पास लेके जाओ, उससे पूजा करो, हाँ, प्रे फॉर इट, एंड देन वेट पेशेंटली. Outside people think this one's really gone on a dharmic track, he's lost it. तो कुछ ज्यादा ही बह गया है भगवान भक्ति में. थोड़ा तो कंट्रोल में कर लो दिल से। हर चीज ऐसे सॉल्व नहीं होती, प्रैक्टिकल हो जाओ, प्रैक्टिकल हो जाओ। लाइफ नहीं चलती ऐसे, रियलिस्टिक हो जाओ, रियलिस्टिक हो जाओ, ऐसे बोलेंगे आपको। बट वो पाथ इज नॉट द ट्रू वे माय डियर। So follow this because I know you know somewhere to do it.
Yes,
But remember, you can only do it when you feel like you don't have a choice to solve it on your own. You are helpless. And only then you can bring it to him with full integrity. है ना? पूरे क्लीन हार्ट से आप तभी ला सकते हैं। अगर आपको कहीं पीछे लग रहा है कि हाँ मैं भगवान के पास ले जाऊंगा और मेरे अगले 5 साल बच जाएंगे, तो वो इनोसेंस और इंटेग्रिटी नहीं है। तेरी मर्जी, मेरी नहीं।
राइट,
इसमें भी
श्योर,
टेल मी हाउ इट गोज माय डियर।
डेफिनेटली आई विल डू दैट।
थैंक यू।
धन्यवाद।
Want to say something, Zara?
ये इतना खूबसूरत है। So when I'm empty, thoughts आते जाते रहते, that is one, but there is this spiritual bug also which I see कि ये था कि खुद ही मैं एनालिसिस करती, अच्छा ये नहीं करना है, अच्छा ये करना है, and you know I'm not getting an example.
I get a sense of what you're saying.
तो मैं ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, वो भी छोड़ दो ना।
Of course.
मतलब कुछ नहीं, full
empty. आने दो, जाने दो। तेरे को ये करना है, तेरे को वो करना है। Is that also seen? It's seen, no? That's why you can report कि ऐसे भी thoughts आते हैं, वैसे भी आते हैं. So this is the muscle you have to build, my dear. That no thought is true. Not just this, the other muscle you have to build is no thought is true, and I'm going to turn towards God through my prayer, through the invocation of His name. Okay, so this is a twofold process now. Thoughts are not true, and that I'm going to turn to Him, invoke His name, invoke His presence. And then not analyze. The mind is going to keep coming and trying to analyze what's going on with you. This is happening to you, that is happening to you. Just watch it like you're watching a TV show, which is very, very boring. Very irritating, bad acting. Or you can also watch it as a very interesting TV show, good acting. But remember, it's a TV show and that it has to pass. No scene can stop, no, in a TV show. Then it's not a show. It's a photograph. Know that this is a show. Things are coming and going, coming and going. It's not a photograph. It's a video. It's moving. And that is your saving grace. If it got stuck, then good. Things are coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Able to follow?
And one thing about the video which you had sent no, to शिवजी says that कि तुमने स्वीकारा है कि तुम्हें नहीं पता ये that is like वो बोला ओ हाँ
exactly that's all that's needed he said
yeah I was like इसी में तो रहती मुझे ये मालूम है हाँ माने ये बोला है you know and it's so sometimes I like इतना
counter it with prayer don't counter it with solving this issue. Okay. I've been telling you this. I'm happy to repeat it again and again. Every time this comes, it's good to notice, like you're noticing. We're all getting sensitive. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm not doing this. I never realized this. It's okay to notice, but counter it with the invocation of His name or with emptiness. Huh? It is going to tempt you to say, हाँ यार ये हो रहा है मुझे ऐसा हो रहा है. But it's good to bring it up. So don't stop bringing it up. Good.
Now, वाला question भी solve करोगे?
What was it? Ask me again.
We speak and we pray to so many gods and so many forms and बहुत प्यार आता है, you know, and पता भी नहीं चलता है, like just बस प्यार आता है, But then when I'm praying to Christ, then then I'm feeling
Ramji is coming
yeah.
nowadays because Srimad Ramayana is going. But her prayer is this Jesus prayer.
It's like
जीसस प्रेयर में राम जी आ रहे हैं, कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है किस भगवान के पास जाएं. दिस इज इंडियन कंफ्यूजन, टू मेनी गॉड्स. Huh? Which God to pray to? Huh? So I wanted to say that it is when there is a lot of evil in this world, when there's a lot of darkness, then God takes form and comes. And two avatars cannot coexist on earth together. I don't know, maybe they can. God can do everything. God can manifest like Krishna in thousands of, you know, uh, bodies at the same time, the same thing. But it has so happened, so it's that one being, one God, which comes in different ways, different temperaments. One this Maryada Purushottam, one this Natkhat Kanha, huh? One, this Son of God, Christ, the greatest sacrifice who gave up his life to take the sins of the world. Hmm? Like this. Huh? So it's that one God. Don't let your mind do any division. You feel like you're praying to Christ, but your devotion's flowing to Ram. Feel like you're praying to Ram by taking Christ's name. Tomorrow you'll pray to Christ and your devotion is flowing to Krishna. Feel like it's just the difference in name. It doesn't matter. And why God made different temperaments? No, different temperaments connect to different this thing. And it's a crime to distinguish between God's names. It's a crime. It's a sin. Can't say Christ, Allah, and Ram is different. How dare we say that? Can't say. Can't say. God is God. God is God. And each of his name is so potent, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Of course, in their expression, in their flavor, there's a difference. No, when you say Krishna, 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 Krishna is different from Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. The flavor wise, it's different. But why not taste whatever is coming your way? You can taste Ram also, you can taste Christ also. But the mind is not gonna miss its chance. Mind is gonna be that cat, the hungry cat. Now, because you're drowning in devotion, it will try to get hungry for your devotional ideas. Before you were drowning in work, it'll try to get you, it'll try to feed on your work ideas, family ideas. It's like that. It's that hungry cat. So don't go with it. You continue. You continue. Hmm. Make sense? This was your question?
Same thing happened today. जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया था that मेरे को confusion हो रही है कि मैं किसको pray करूं और why and this. So I went to the temple, nearest temple, and I was chanting Hanuman Chalisa, and there was a picture of Bake Bihari ji, and I told you that they come in between when I'm
Krishna, na?
chanting Krishna.
So naughty is coming and troubling
So
her Hanuman Chalis.
I was chanting and was looking at Hanumanji, and then I looked like this, and the picture was there.
Banke Bihari. Banke
Bake
Bihari was
Bihari
very
ji.
naughty. He's troubled many, so you're not the first one.
And it happens like every time I
He's
pray.
like that. He'll come and then want all your attention. Krishna is like that.
Yeah.
Krishna is like that.
So I didn't stop, but I was smiling at him and I was chanting Hanuman
Bas,
Chalisa and I
that's
was
all. That's
smiling.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying because
So it happened today. It was easy.
yes, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
More bhakti, more love, the better. Hmm.
Earlier I was confused ki what should I do? कि it's not happening only with Ramji.
His Leela, no? His Leela.
Yeah.
His Leela. Just go along. Jab tak you're drowning deeper in devotion, nothing should take us out of this devotion. That is our aim, no, my dear. Nandu and everybody. Huh? That's our aim, my dear, कि कुछ ऐसा ना हो जाए जिससे मैं प्रभु जी की डिवोशन छोड़ दूं. ये भी सोच के नहीं कि मैं किस पे डिवोटेड हूँ, इन पे हूँ, उस पे हूँ. ये भी दिमाग की ट्रिक है, आप देख रहे हैं. दिस इज ऑल्सो माइंड ट्रिक, नो. To start giving us thoughts about devotion so that devotion is left in the process and that we are busy thinking of thoughts of devotion. This doesn't work for me, that works for me. It wants you to go, it will propose, it will continue to propose. Don't think that you got an answer in satsang or you shared, it's over. It will come maybe with 10 times more force. You just keep going because the path to God is very, very difficult. It's not easy. Maya is very difficult. I'm telling you, विष्णु भगवान का वाहन गरुड़ देव राम जी को अवतार मानने में बीच में डाउट कर रहे थे कि ये भगवान है जिनके वो वाहन विष्णु भगवान के वाहन. हम किस खेत की मूली है बाबा, क्या है हम. So just keep noticing, we will go off track. वापस आते रहो, वापस आते रहो, बस. Very good. Enjoy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you for sharing this. Good, everybody is good. Okay, my loves, I think this is good. What have I told you today? I have told you that logically speaking, which is completely illogical to the mind, but this logic, even the mind can't deny. कि जब कोई problem है, when there is an issue, shall we take it to our mind or shall we take it to God? Shall we pray for God's assistance or shall we take it to the mind? We say, oh, when there's no other solution left, I'll go to God. But is that wise? Or is it wise to take everything to the highest? So try to implement this in your life till we meet again. Try to ask Him for help. How must we implement it? How must we implement it? I told Jagdish. Take it, pray to him, tell him, and then wait silently for him to. I'm in satsang, my dear. Yeah. So shut the door now, Sarah. So yeah. So how must we implement it? That we first take it to him and we tell him about it, and then we have some patience. We have some patience about it. Because like we cannot force our biological father or mother to do anything, we cannot be in this attitude with God himself. Yes? So try it. Don't just hear it like, yeah, it could work. You know? Don't hear it like that, my loves. Try it. Try it. With small problems, take it to him. Take small problems to him and tell him to help you and wait for his help. Small things, and you will feel, how can I take my work problem? How can I take my family problem? You can. You can. Okay, everybody is able to connect to this? Good. I will also try it with all my might. I will also try it with all my might. I'll try to take every problem, every irritation, every discomfort to God. I'll say, okay, now I'm irritated. I put it at your feet, God. It's not my problem. You handle it. Oh, I need a solution for this. I bring it to you. Help me. Till our life doesn't become like this, no, overly simplistic, no, it's sounding. Till then, it will be difficult, my loves. ऐसे ही करना है. ट्राई तो कीजिए. हाँ, प्रेम के साथ, भक्ति के साथ.
Wait, think and elaborate. It's not like you'll hear his voice with the solution. No, it's not.
Yeah, so you might not hear his voice. In fact, we might not hear his voice at all. But we will feel, that's what I was telling Jagdish also, how will we know that it's coming from God? Because we won't have the same mental pressure about it that we had before taking it to God. Before taking it to God, there was a constriction, there was a rush, there was a weight, there was an anxiety about it, there was a discomfort. But after taking it to God, you see like a space open up. You feel like a more spacious. You see that the mind is going on, maybe still throwing the old, same boring suggestions. But you're not going with them, and the heart is guiding you completely differently. Maybe not in words.
Like if sometimes it seems it's a very miraculous, very simple, very superb answer, but is that the mind saying that it's very good?
Your heart will tell, because you will have a emptiness in your being. And that emptiness can be a great marker. You will have a love for God, a gratitude for Him, a surrender to Him. And when you are experiencing these things, then know that your heart is guiding you. Like today, I didn't get any verbal answer. I did not even want a verbal answer, because there was a surety in my heart that no matter how sick you're feeling, you go to Satsang. And am I looking sick to you from any angle? I'm not looking sick to you from any angle. I'm not feeling sick.
At one point, you made that choice to get out of your room and come here.
I didn't make a choice. I followed my heart. I didn't make a choice. If I had to make the choice, I would be in the bed. My choice was literally to be in bed. And many times my mind proposed to me, just cancel Satsang, be in bed. You're not feeling well today. I a little bit cried with father also, said, I'm so sick, I'm so tired, father, save me, and all. I was making some drama with him. He's like, oh, my child, oh, my beta, and all. I was doing these like side mein natak. And Zara messaged me. I said, Zara, I'm very tired. I can't reply right now. Couldn't. Nothing. It wasn't. But my mind kept on telling me, you cancel, you be. You just stay in bed. Look, you're not able to even get up. You'll be sick after satsang. But in my heart, it was like I knew. It did not tell me in words. Just, I had a sense, an intuitive sense. Like supposing your dad is really being nasty. He's troubling you, and he's doing very nasty things. But somewhere, like, you can't like slap him or hit him. You have to love him in that. When you see a parent act completely crazy, you get shaken. You love them. You feel helpless and you want to help them. Isn't it like that? But that is not your mind solution. Your mind solution will be like complete maybe reaction, rage, anger. And sometimes we go with that and we feel so guilty. And when we go with our heart, when our parents are being like that, we are more taking care of them because we are feeling guided by our heart. We are loving them. We are coming out of love. We know now with our parents, we've seen, we sometimes go with our mind and we go with sometimes our heart. So how do we know? How do we do in the same situation? We could go in two ways. I'm just trying to make it simpler. You have a sense. It moves like that. It's not so thought out and calculated. It'll move like that. How will it move like that? When you begin to more and more come to God. When you choose Him, when you prioritize Him. When you keep prioritizing Him, how? By praying, by being empty. You prioritize Him. And even if you can't do it the whole day, but you tried the whole day, wow, wow, wow. That person is high in God's eyes, If you tell me you had the best prayer for 2 hours versus one person who tried 12 hours to meet God, and he just couldn't because his mind was attacking him. He was frustrated. God might prefer the 12 hour because he gave his whole day. And this, oh, 2 hours I prayed, and the rest of the time they are in their worldly thing, they've forgotten God. Which one is higher? So don't worry about if you're able to follow your heart, you're not. He sees your effort. I see your effort. He sees your. If I can see your effort, God can't see your what? He sees your effort. Trust. He'll show you the way. He will teach you. So ask him. You teach me now how to follow my heart. This is another thing. No, we can bring to him. This is what I was saying. Let's bring it to him. Good. No. Let's bring everything to him. I know in the worldly, in the new spiritual way, this can sound so simplistic, but it's a dynamite of an advice. It can blow up so much unnecessary trouble and headaches, and it can make your life so peaceful, so rested. You just have to trust and follow. Trust in him, not in me. Okay, my darlings, love you all. Thank you all. Love you all so, so much. Thank you to God. सदगुरु श्री अनंता जी की जय हो। हनुमान जी की जय हो। I feel what I shared today was important, and from the beginning, I felt it was very much necessary, and how to let go of the mind, and it was very simply put. I feel it was good. So when we follow, it's good. I must also follow along with you. Okay, my loves. Thank you. See you on Saturday. Love you all. Bye. Thank you all. Bye bye.